ఈ కప్పుడే అయ్యో తీసుకో
So you probably know a little bit about the center. It's 500 acres, right?
Uh-huh.
And there's a mile of oceanfront,
Okay.
which is it's pretty close to the beach. After the burn, I can take you down to the beach gate, so you'll get a feel, and through that gate is the ocean, but we won't go through there, but at least you'll see it. And then we'll come back up to the lagoon cabin from there.
Okay.
So are you just visiting? Oh, you live, Jane said you live in Chicago now, right?
Yeah, I live in Chicago. So I visited some friends in Charlotte.
Okay.
Yeah, so I thought I would visit Baba Center also as I'm here.
You've been to Mirabad a bit, have you?
Yeah, so last year I've been to India, so I visited Mehrabad
Okay, very nice.
in like February.
Okay, yeah. Jane and I were last there 2017.
Oh, okay.
We've only been married for 4 or 5 years, but we both lost our spouses, so we've known each other a long time. But Jane's been over there 26 times. I've only been to India 4 times.
Oh, nice.
But she's worked at the center here for 40 years, so long time. Yeah, if you have any questions, just feel free to ask.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Sure.
We're gonna go right up here. There's a little crossroads, and we'll turn right.
Okay.
Yes, we've been closed down since last March as far as overnight guests go because of COVID.
Yeah.
And actually, we just opened in October for day visitors, like to walk the trails. So we're open every day from 1 to 4 o'clock. So this is the barn, and
Mm-hmm.
Mayor Baba visited the center in 1953 times, in 1952, 1956, and 1958. And this is where the large gatherings of maybe 200 people would take place here. And usually on Amortisi today, we would have the community, we would have about 200 people in there, and the fireplace going, and a musical and a prayer program. But because of COVID, as I said, we can't go in any buildings. This
Okay.
this is probably the first Amortisi that we haven't gone into a building, right? But they always
Mm.
get a beautiful big fire going, and there's lovely music. And the fireplaces are only heat, so sometimes it's very cold, right?
Yeah.
But it's always a beautiful time. And we have 15 minutes of silence at 12 o'clock,
Mm-hmm.
noontime. Okay, we'll just
Right.
carry on.
So during Amartiti, people come over here and stay. Um,
Yeah, we have 400 people in the local community surrounding the center. Baba people, right, that have retired here. Some of them come early, as young people to work here, and they stay just to be close to the center, because this is Baba's home in the West, right?
yeah.
He called this his home in the West. And we'll just go down to the beach and turn around, so
Okay.
you'll have an idea. This is it was founded in 1944 by Elizabeth Patterson and Norina Machiavelli, and the land was given to Elizabeth by her father for Baba's Center, so it was a gift from the heart, which is beautiful, right?
Yeah.
But Elizabeth's father owned most of Myrtle Beach, as far as he was a financier who came in the 20s and saw the tourism potential, and so he made a deal with local farmers who owned a lot of property, and I think at one point they owned 30,000 acres. That's a lot, right?
Oh.
And he gave Elizabeth, he respected her relationship as a disciple, and he gave Elizabeth, his daughter, 500 acres for Baba's home in the West.
Great.
It's not too far down here. There's a couple freshwater lakes. There's one on the left here, and you'll see this one's got algae in it, but when we go to the lagoon cabin, the biggest lake is there in front of us. You'll see that. The smaller ones are kind of got algae in them right now. There's a lot of nature trails. Here's one right here. All through the center, there's walking trails for people. They're very careful with the forest, right? They never cut a tree unless they absolutely have to. Only, if a tree falls down on the road, they might have to. But it's never been logged. It's virgin forest.
Gotcha.
So straight ahead is I'm going to turn here, and you'll just come behind me, but you'll see if you come over here where I am, that's gate to the beach, and
Okay.
people that stay overnight have keys to get to the beach and back.
Mhm.
So there's a mile of undeveloped beach, just dunes and a beach and the ocean, which is quite beautiful. And Baba walked in that ocean, in the
Okay.
Atlantic. Too.
So it's a mile from here, the ocean.
When we are fully open, and there's about 25 cabins. Some of them have their own kitchens.
Mhm.
Probably about 8 of them have their own kitchens, and then other cabins, smaller, would have a communal kitchen. There's 2 communal kitchens where people cook in groups.
Mhm. So those cabins can be.
You're gonna see the cabins.
Okay.
It's very. Baba always wanted it to be reasonable for people to stay here, so it's only $28 a night each to stay here
Mhm.
in the cabins, which is very reasonable, right?
Right. So if we were to visit with the family,
Yeah.
can we book a cabin?
Yeah, you could have a family of probably 6 easily, and
Okay.
I'll show you. We'll see some cabins now that we're going to the lagoon cabin. I'll stop and
Mhm.
show you, and then so you'll see a few cabins.
Yeah, sure.
There's also there's a library on the center and a big reading room.
Mhm.
So how long are you? You're just kind of here for the day, is that?
Yeah.
Down from Charlotte.
Yes, I'm driving back now. Like after this,
Right.
going back to Charlotte.
Okay. Well, if you're ever in Charlotte, it's not bad. I guess it's about 4.5 hours, something like that, isn't it? To Myrtle Beach, I think.
Yeah, it's like 3.5 hours now.
Yeah, I don't know all the. I'm from Canada, so
Oh, okay.
so I spent 6 months in Nova Scotia, where I was born,
Mhm.
and 6 months here. And Jane still works on the center, but I'm retired.
Okay.
So we have a few spaces in our togetherness. She comes up to Nova Scotia on a vacation.
Mhm.
Okay, we'll head for the sort of the set where we're going now is the lagoon cabin plus one of the common kitchens. Boathouse is there. This will be on the bigger lake, and it's quite beautiful. And that's where the meeting place. I think I was saying that they have music or films or programs every night of the week when we're open, right? So
Okay.
it can be 2 nights of music, Thursday and Tuesday. A film night always on Friday. Saturday another film night, and there's something called the meeting place in the central area where we're going now.
Okay.
I'll try to point them out and just stop like for a few seconds so you can get a feeling for the different spots.
Okay.
And there is where we're going right now. There is a washroom. If anybody needs to use a washroom, we could stop there. Just let me know.
Yeah, we are good for now.
Okay, good. So how long have you been in the U.S.? Long time?
It's been like 6.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did your parents meet Baba?
Yeah, they are Baba lovers as well. Like they have been following Baba um, since 40 years.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay, we're going to go right here.
okay.
This is kind of the central parking area when there's programs right here on the left. And but we're just going to stay in the car, so we'll keep driving.
Okay.
So this parking lot fills up on Friday nights and Saturdays with local community people and people that come here overnight. They either fly in or they drive. You know, if they live in Charlotte, they would drive. Right?
Yeah, right.
But if they come from California, they come from India to stay here. And so this on the left, that's the green. That's kind of a dormitory room.
Okay.
Building with probably about 6 or 8 small rooms. So those people would eat in a communal kitchen, right? And this building, I'll just get up here a little bit so you can get behind me. This is the building on the left where we are. That's the meeting place where we meet on Friday and Saturday nights for movies. And it holds about 100 people.
Oh, nice.
And this is a small cabin here on the right called Cabin on the Hill. And that was originally built for Baba, but they finished his house before he came in 52. So he never really slept there. Dr. Dawkins used that when he was here. And these are a couple of smaller cabins here on the right.
Okay.
And none of these 3 cabins have kitchens. But here's the big lake, right?
Oh, right.
And on the other side, there's a tree line, and then the beach, right? So that's called Long Lake. And this is the communal kitchen right here. Plus, it's a big living room, and you know sometimes there's informal talks in the living room.
Okay.
And this is part of the original back in the early 50s. This kitchen. So. And if you look down just after we pass the building, you'll see a boathouse on the water, and there's a little boat that people can take out on the lake. And
Okay.
this is the lagoon cabin that I mentioned where Baba had special interviews with maybe individuals or small groups. So the barn and the lagoon cabin and Baba's house are all kept exactly they were when he was here. Exactly the same as when he was here. They have not changed anything. So. Here's the other side of the meeting house, and this little green building next to it on the right, that's a washroom. So watch the trees.
Yeah.
And this is, as I said, this is the dormitory building.
Okay.
Okay, we'll go up to the crossroads and then we'll go over to Baba's house from there.
Okay.
They try to keep it fairly low density as far as cabins go. That's why there's only about 25 cabins on the whole 500 acres. So not Baba again didn't want it to be overdeveloped. He wanted people to enjoy nature.
Right.
I'm going to go right here.
Okay.
We have no idea when we're going to open again. It's uncertain times all over the world, right?
Yeah, alright.
There's a slight possibility maybe later this year, but maybe not. I'm not sure. As far as overnight guests go, it has to be safe, right? Before
Yes,
we do
correct.
that.
Definitely.
Now there's a fair number of cabins on this side too. Like we're coming over to the other side of the center, we call it. And
Okay.
there's probably about 8 or 10 cabins over here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll show you a couple of those. And people, the guests that come, they usually unload their cars at the cabins and then they park their cars in the central parking lot. There's a parking lot over here too, just so there's no slamming of doors around cabins, just to keep it quiet, right?
Okay.
Looks like the sun is trying to come out. So Hyderabad is a long way from Mehrabad, I guess.
Yeah, it's it's like around 500 kilometers.
Oh, okay. Now there's some cabins here. I'm just trying to think about where I could. Yeah, well, this is another parking lot on the other side. So this would be for straight ahead. There is a library
Okay.
up on this. I may be able to go up there and so you can see it. But here's cabins. This is an example. The bigger cabin, those are 2 cabins together, and the little one is just for one person, right? And the double is for 2 families, and they have kitchens, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Now they're doing some work in here. I'm not going to go over where the trucks are because they're lifting up. We'll go back over here. There's a library up on the right ahead where that little box fire hose house is. There's a library up there.
Oh, okay.
But we'll go over here. And this Laurel Oak Lodge is one of the newer cabins, and it's right on the lake. So. And it's the same $28 a person wherever you stay.
Oh, okay.
So it's if you stay by yourself, it's 28. If you stay in a family cabin, it's 28 as well.
Okay.
I think these cabins, this is a couple of the newer cabins, and they're very private. This is the one on the right it's right on the lake with the porch. And this is 3-bedroom on the right side, Laurel Oak Lodge. And then on the other side is a separate 2-bedroom. And if you're a big family, you can have there's a door between them, right? So you could really bring your big Indian family here and have Laurel Oaks to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm planning to bring my parents here maybe next year after this whole pandemic.
That'd be lovely.
Yeah. My mother loves to visit Myrtle Beach. So,
Oh, does she? She's been here then, right? Okay.
no, she's not been here. She has been
But she would
dreaming. all her life to visit Myrtle Beach because of Baba.
Oh, yeah, you should bring her there. She would love it. We get a lot of Indian visitors.
Yeah.
So there's more cabins on the left along the lake shore over there.
Mm-hmm.
But they're doing some, we won't go in there because they're doing some construction work.
Okay.
Now we're going to turn right here and then we'll go over to Baba's house,
Okay.
which has got a stockade around it. So if they're not working inside, they're probably not today. You won't be able. You can get out and kind of maybe look through the cracks of the fence, but we'll stop when we get there.
Yeah. Okay.
Now we're right at the edge of the center here, and then there's a subdivision next door. That's why this chain is here. But the house on the left was an artist couple, Lynn and Philithon, and Baba gave a little bit of permission for people to build right on the edge of the center in the 60s, but he stopped it after they only built two. After they built two houses, he said that's enough. Because he didn't want it to be, he didn't want Baba lovers to build houses all the way around the center.
Right.
But he did encourage, there is a subdivision right outside, and he encourages Baba lovers to buy those houses. Which is kind of sweet.
Right.
So how old are you?
I'm 31.
Oh, you're young. Yeah, I'm 75. And I learned about Baba here in 1967. I was just I dropped out of university in Canada, and I started hitchhiking around, and I ended up in Myrtle Beach and learned about Baba, and he's stuck to me ever since.
Oh.
I was only 21.
Mm-hmm.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah.
When you stay on the center, it's quite, as I said, the most people that would stay if all the cabins would be full would be only about 50 or 60 people. So you never feel crowded. You know, you get all this nature trails and roads and to walk.
Gotcha.
And you can take part in the programs or not take part in the programs. It's entirely up to the person when they come. You know.
Yeah.
Because you do get tired, you know, sometimes when you, believe it or not, you're here for a rest, but you do get tired. I see there is a handicapped person in that car, so probably I don't want to disturb them too much. So, we could probably get out here if you want to get out. It's not raining too much, and as long as we have our masks on.
Okay.
We'll see if we can, I don't know if we can peek through the fence or not. You can take a look through the flat. But it's
Okay.
3 bedrooms with a living room, a big screen porch, and that's right on the lake shore as well. So 3 times a week it's open, like for 2 hours a day, and people come and
Okay.
sit in the bedroom or whatever they want to just meditate on the grounds.
Which days is it open?
It's open Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 4 days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, usually I think it's 2 hours each day for all year round. The administration office is for the center. Nobody sleeps in it. Roof, that's Baba's back porch off of his bedroom. His bedroom faces the ocean.
No.
ఏంటది బేబీ
ఈ ప్లేస్ ఈయనది. ఈ 500 acres ఇచ్చింది ఆమె
ఎవరు
ఎలిజబెత్.
ఓ